last time it was in Vegas for UFC Noche. That was a heck of an event.
Oh, my goodness.
In fact, before we even get to 307, A+, right? I mean,
It was awesome.
Sick.
I loved it. It was one of the greatest nights of my life. I now, because I can't go to the Sphere, I go to the Sphere on EA Sports UFC 5. They added it into the game right away. I play at the Sphere all the time. Yeah, it's awesome.
All right, well, we're not at the Sphere this week. Hopefully, it will happen again down the road,
Yes.
even though Dana White's saying it won't. Now we are at the Delta Center in Salt Lake City at Elevation. We got Alex Pereira. Feels like we've had Alex Pereira just about every other fight card in 2024. What is on your mind going into this pay-per-view?
Big time fight. Big time fight. Only because Alex Pereira is becoming such a great name in the sport. He is quickly becoming one of the biggest stars we have. But this weekend, he has a guy that, while he might be a little bit unheralded, can put his lights out. This is probably the most dangerous fight for him right now. You know, I thought that the fight against Jamal Hill was going to be very scary. Obviously, he handled that much better than I thought. I thought that the fight against Yuri would be much tougher. He handled that better. But the one thing that this guy has that they don't, he's got that very explosive style of knocking you out. And I think that makes Khalil Rountree very dangerous.
Well, he's also got a full camp. And we were talking about the year that Alex Pereira has had, and it's been so impressive because he's just been willing to take these fights. But if you remember, UFC 300, they were looking for a main event. That's how they found Jamal Hill. And, you know, that was a little bit rushed for him coming back from an injury.
Achilles,
And then Yuri, you know, they're looking for a main event to replace Conor. And so it's just like Khalil is ready for this, man. He's been waiting for this. He wasn't able to fight earlier this year because of the drug suspension. But he's a guy who's got a full camp, and I think that means something, doesn't it?
It does. It means something to feel prepared because in there will be no questions, right? He knows that he has done everything in his power to prepare himself for the biggest night of his life. If it doesn't work, there will be no excuses. Look, but he's fighting Alex Pereira. Like, that's the thing, right?
Yeah.
You can do all these great things, and you can be so ready, and then you're laying down on your back looking up at the lights. He's that dangerous. If you're a Khalil Rountree fan, you love that he got the camp. You love his ability to knock him out. The worry, though, is like your best skill is the same best skill as the best guy in the world at that skill. So that's like the only worrisome thing against Khalil, and Khalil being bullish on the idea that he is not shooting for a takedown.
Yeah, do you think we see a takedown attempt by either of them?
I saw Alex Pereira shoot the other day on Countdown.
Yeah.
Did you see that?
Yeah.
Nah, I'm going to tell him. I got to interview him later. I'm going to tell him
No
that was the worst shot. That was the worst shot I ever seen.
Oh, really? It was
Pereira
bad.
dove at his legs, man. It was crazy.
Okay.
But he's so big and long, maybe.
I got to tell you something about Khalil, because, like, you're right. He's very unheralded, and this actually has to do with you. I want to take you back to 2013.
Stop lying. Don't say nothing. Don't
I'm
embarrass
telling you.
me.
No. You're going to like this story. You're going to like this story. This is a great story. 2013, he had just kind of started training. He was only like 2 years into training. And he was at Vanderlei Silva's gym. That's where he was training. And he was sparring with Vanderlei Silva within like 7-9 months of starting. Yeah. He said he was in there and he got out-wrestled like crazy by this guy that he didn't know. And he's like, man, I'm done with this. I'm so frustrated with this. Like, this guy just threw me on my head all practice. His coach was like, look up the name Daniel Cormier when you get back home. So he went home, Googled Daniel Cormier, and he's like, oh, okay, I got thrown around by an Olympian. You don't remember that?
I wrestled Khalil Rountree?
You did. You don't remember what you did last week, so I'm not surprised you don't remember this. But he remembers it. And he said he went back home and Googled your name.
Dude, I swear to God, the other day I was driving in Vegas, and I was like, oh, that's where Vanderlei Silva's gym used to be.
Yeah, right off the highway.
It was right off the highway across the street from the Vidara, or whatever it is, or Cosmo. Really? That was Khalil Rountree. Yeah. I had no idea.
You got fighter meetings this week?
I do.
All right, you have to bring that up, man.
That's a great story.
Yeah, he told me. I didn't.
He told you that recently?
He told me that like last week.
I wonder if he'll bring it up today when I interview him.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah. Look how happy this guy is,
man. That's a
man.
great story. Well,
it makes me wonder how many things have happened in your life that you don't remember that you would really enjoy hearing about.
I need joy. I need joy at times, and that brings me joy that I was dominating with my wrestling.
How about the
it was probably so annoying though. Like, God, stop taking me down.
Oh, I'm sure he was angry, and he said you were mostly a wrestler at the time, so maybe he clipped you with a punch, and so you were just like putting him in his place, taking him down. Yeah, you have to let me know what he says, or check out DC's YouTube channel to see how that interaction goes. Co-main event: Raquel Pennington, Julianna Peña. I got to be honest, it just feels a little weird because Kayla Harrison's right here, and it's almost kind of like, you know, it just feels weird. Like, I get it, but it feels weird. Do you have that same feeling?
So here's the thing, right? And I just spoke to Julianna. It's the craziest thing because I asked her, I go, when you and Amanda left, You guys left that division in a pretty good place, right? When you have that big rivalry, the greatest upset in UFC history, still in my opinion. And then we got the fight between Raquel and Mayra Bueno Silva. Now, Julianna is back in this position, but then there's Kayla Harrison. She's like the elephant in the room. How do we address where she stands in the division? Julianna's doing her best job to just kind of push her off to the side. I don't know. And people have their ideas as to why she's doing that. I like it because what I like is that Julianna will not allow Raquel to be in a slow fight. That's the beauty in this fight this weekend. Mayra Bueno Silva, because she's a counter girl too, it made the fight really more. Dude, you know what Ryan Clark said on our show after that? He goes, if that's the best this division has to offer, they should cancel it.
Yeah.
That's how bad and how harsh people judge that fight.
Yeah.
But that may also force Raquel to want to fight harder and fight sooner this weekend. So I think because of the last fight, because of the opponent, we're going to see a better Raquel Pennington. And obviously we know Julianna Peña is as dangerous as anyone in the UFC.
That's true. She is going to come at her. It's going to be just a very different stylistic fight. Even if you're kind of like, I want to see Kayla Harrison. That's who I want to see in a title fight. I think you're at least going to get a high effort from both of these guys.
Because here's the deal. Kayla beat Holly. Holly's one of the greatest champions of all time. Holly's not the girl we saw a few years ago. Let's just be honest. We all love Holly, but she isn't.
Yeah.
Let's see tonight.
Yeah.
Let's see what she does against a young fighter.
Yeah.
Someone that's still fighting in that
I agree.
prime.
It's kind of a dangerous fight. It's a risky fight for her to take.
Kedlin?
Yeah.
Kedlin's a dog, man.
Yeah.
Kedlin's a dog. It's going to be a tough fight.
I'm
but
looking
what if it's not? Oh, my God.
If she just throws her around.
What if it's not?
Yeah.
Then it's over. If it's not, it's over.
Last question about this card, and we got a whole lot more to get to. We're going to be here all week.
Okay.
So
Can we do this again for ESPN?
Yeah. We'll tell Charlie to throw the camera
on.
Do you think we'll get an Amanda Nunes signing?
Sighting.
Yes.
I think we don't get an Amanda Nunes sighting until Kayla Harrison fights for the belt. That's when I think we get it.
She won't show up. Yeah.
Could you imagine if Julianna wins this weekend and then she's fighting Kayla to defend the belt?
Yeah, she'll be there 100%.
Amanda will not be able to not go.
Yeah.
She'll be there in attendance. But I think Amanda's return is more tied to Kayla than anyone else. If she didn't beat Julianna the last time, then maybe. But she needs to. It's the Kayla Harrison thing that she wants to deal with.
What's your gut? What's your gut tell you? Do we ever see Amanda Nunes fight again?
Well, once she did that thing when Kayla got back, I was like, what is happening?
That has to be, yeah.
She's coming back.
Yeah.
But don't. You retired on the top of the game. You retired at the top.
Yeah.
Let them all call for you.
Lots of interesting stuff to talk about in the main event. You got Alex Pereira talking about heavyweight, talking about Magomed Ankalaev is out there talking about 185. And everyone seems to be overlooking Khalil Rountree. That's very, very dangerous.
And guess what? Salt Lake City, Usman knockout.
That's right.
Poirier knockout.
That's right. A little bit of history here.
This place creates opportunities for upsets.
Yep.